South Korean and U.S. militaries held a joint live-fire exercise on Monday in South Korean city of Pocheon. According to Associated Press, the drills involved K-1A2 tanks, K-21 infantry fighting vehicles, U.S. Stryker armored vehicles, Apache helicopters, and other equipment totaling over 150 units, along with more than 2,000 troops. The event, which took place as part of the Allies' 3-week-long combined arms live-fire exercise, came after North Korea's state media reported Sunday that its leader Kim Jong Un vowed to ramp up its nuclear program to counter what they claim is a grave threat posed by the strengthening security partnership between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan. Kim has previously made similar warnings, but his latest statement implies that the North Korean leader won't likely embrace U.S. President Donald Trump's overture to meet him and revive diplomacy anytime soon. In a speech marking the 77th founding anniversary of the Korean People's Army on Saturday, Kim said the U.S. Japan-South Korea trilateral security partnership established under a U.S. plot to form a NATO-like regional military bloc is inviting military imbalance on the Korean Peninsula and raising a grave challenge to the security environment of our state, according to the official Korean Central News Agency.
The value of training for this is a great impact. It's building those relationships with our counterparts, establishing the ability to both simultaneously strike contact on different objectives simultaneously, building communication lines with each other, which, as everyone knows, communication lines are very important on the battlefield, and then also coordinating with other units as well, the 11th Engineers, the 517, air assets, indirect fires from multiple different areas. It's just very important all around.
U.S. President Donald Trump has credited the resolution of the war in the Gaza Strip as one of his achievements. This still dubious success could inspire him to take decisive action to support Ukraine and force Russia to peace. This is what retired British Army Colonel and military analyst Hamish de Bretton-Gordon writes in an article for The Telegraph. Putin should now be scared. Trump's hurricane could carry him to the Urals and beyond, the analyst writes, lightly hinting at Putin's overthrow and imprisonment in Siberia. According to the author of the publication, encouraged by his ceasefire in Gaza, Trump will now insist on a peace agreement in Ukraine that would definitely end the conflict. The only way it can be done is if Ukraine gets back some, if not all, of its lost territory. To save face and his future in the Kremlin, Putin may have to exchange thousands of square kilometers of land in Ukraine for the few hundred he has lost in the sacred Russian region of Kursk. De Bretton-Gordon writes, The analyst suggested that after Trump's loud statement on Gaza, it is probably the US president who is keeping the Russian dictator in a vice, and not the other way around. Trump knows that he has a much better chance of achieving effective and lasting peace in Ukraine than in Gaza. Given the new US president's desire to see himself as a great leader and peacemaker of the 21st century, Putin should be worried, the author of the publication concludes. As media reported in mid-January, Israel and Hamas agreed on a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and an exchange of detainees. A few days later, this process actually began. The agreement between Israel and Hamas was the result of months of diplomatic efforts by many countries, and partly the result of the inability of either side to achieve the results they wanted militarily. Despite this, new US President Donald Trump probably takes personal credit for the agreement. As early as December last year, he publicly threatened to turn the Middle East into hell if Hamas did not release all hostages taken during the October 2023 attack on Israel before his inauguration. A ceasefire was indeed reached before Trump's inauguration, but there is no credible evidence that the then president's public statements had any impact on it. Since his inauguration, Trump has proposed deporting 1.5 million Palestinians from Gaza. He also wants the Gaza Strip to become under direct US control.
Блядь, только что на посту, на мосту Селидовском, наш танк переехал пацанов, блядь, и съебался вон туда вот. Вот только что вот буквально переехал, пацаны 200. Танк вот так вот переехал и съебались. Пиздец, номер вот. Блядь, только что на посту, на мосту Селидовском, наш танк переехал пацанов, блядь, и съебался вон туда вот. Вот только что вот буквально переехал, пацаны 200. Танк вот так вот переехал и съебались. Пиздец, номер вот.